Okay, so I'm over here at the parking lot beside the facility. I'm not going to go into the details, but there was one night I remember when we parked, yeah, by the bank. Me and someone. I'm just saying. Okay, check this out. I like to watch my videos once in a while. And I wish I had the time sometimes to edit even more out than I leave in, but it is very time consuming. I work on my music and stuff all the time. I don't want to just do videos. I want to live a genuine life. I'm getting ready to wrap things up because as I work on Miss Las Vegas, there's going to be a surprise that coming. It ain't going to be for a while yet. And here's the thing, check this out. I don't want to keep going back to the same places I have been going back. Once in a while when I'm recording, it helps tremendously. Okay, for me anyway. I don't know if it works for all people. Where before I used to go back, when I lived in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, to a lot of other places, and I just felt it was contributing to alcoholism and pain and suffering, and smoking pot. Okay, now I'm putting it into my music. I love listening to my music. I have 4.5 albums of studio recordings, and I listen to them every day. And I have learned, I don't know about other people, I am blessed in a manner that says when I stay focused on me in the physical sense. God, of course. I stay focused, but dominantly on myself. I'm a hell of a lot happier. I feel blessed. I'm going to turn it around. Okay, so there you go. This is what it looks like on the other side of the fence. You see the flag? There's a squirrel. See it? There it is. You see a squirrel? Hello? Though I don't want to talk too much about this, I remembered at least one occasion in my life, God's promise in the rainbow. Was it after the flooding in the Bible? Noah's Ark? You know, I don't know this for sure, you tell me. But I remember at my grandma's house, I'm always positive, the one end of the rainbow was in my grandma's yard. It was the first time in my whole life I ever seen it, I think. And it went over the home, but where did it go? You think maybe someday I'll see the other end of the rainbow and it'll appear? Maybe when I see the flag, that would kind of go through my head. Not necessarily that, but God's promise. Rainbow colors. At least that's what we've been taught is what a rainbow is, the rainbow colors. We've seen what they call rainbows, which is kind of like what? Is it like a reflection of light? There's many different colors, like stripes. Okay, so I don't know how this is gonna go. I just want to do a little video of the facility. It is called Club Diversity. I'm going to start on the outside first, and then we're going to go on the inside. I got to take these off so I can see. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Evidently there's kind of like a staging area. They got picnic tables. I like these right here. What do they call this area? Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? And especially at night, it's a place to hang out outdoors for people who like to socialize and drink and I think smoke and enjoy life. Okay, so there's a couple of them. I just want to get a little bit of video. And check this out. This porch, I remember a specific night in, I think it was 2011. We did photographs over here, and I think I was standing more in the back there. There was a bunch of us that were here that day. And I'm almost positive I still have that photograph at home. I look at it once in a while, and I reflect back on some of the good memories of being here. So I don't know if it's open or not. I don't want to go in just yet. We'll walk up here quick and see. And then we'll walk around. Okay, so it looks to me like they're locked up for now. I don't know if they open or not later on in the day. So I wanted to try to get some video really quick of the inside. I was hoping I could actually go inside. Okay. Whoa. Evidently they are closed. I'm not going to knock just yet. It's nice to be here for a change. While it's sunny out. Okay, there's the sun. It's nice to be here during the day. And I most certainly fully understand why people would enjoy coming here to meet, without a shadow of a doubt. The problem was not the people, so please understand that if you hear this and you get this far into the video. Tracilyn Michael, as well as everybody else within their own, is dealing with what Tracilyn Michael is dealing with. And maybe I don't even belong on this planet. And maybe I was meant to, learn this. That doesn't mean to kill myself, okay? It may mean to live in a manner that says glorify God with your life and see if God doesn't pour out the kingdom of heaven of blessings unto you, and you will be a blessing to others instead of always at the mercy. Please help. Look at this. Worldwide services. Worldwide services. I don't remember everybody's name of those who came here, but I would say that I never forget to mention Sandy Randy, who was, at the time, I think, more as a cross-dresser presentation. But to me, when one, I seen fun woman. When the other, I seen pretty much fun person. Okay. One of the funnest of them all here in Ohio that I had the opportunity to meet is Sandy. Fun personalities to cross paths with versus, anything else. But I want to show you something here. Look at this. See the brick? I said I was going to do the video differently, like this. So when I go to edit this, it's going to be kind of challenging for me. I don't know what's going to happen when I turn it back and forth. I said I was going to do a video more like this because I like to see different things. It's kind of difficult to do it like this because you don't see as much. I never knew that was there. Do you see that? It's like balcony. I used to think to myself sometimes, wouldn't it be cool? You see, especially the classic homes, and I forget what they're called, but they have like second floor type balconies. And I would think to myself, it's kind of like a princess, a place for a princess to step out onto, especially if they have a beautiful view. I think they're romantic. But I never knew that was up there. Or that's probably a place that I would have liked to go to. Maybe it wasn't open at the time, because this was during 2011-ish. I'm not sure if we came here in 2009 or not. We went to the other place that I had showed and screened. By the way, I have been diagnosed as someone who has a serious personality disorder. I try so hard to be loving. I don't know if people would believe it when they meet me, and if I am perceived as an asshole. Please forgive me. I've been wanting to ride a scooter for a long time, but I think you need an app. And I don't come here like here. Not here, I did it in Dayton. So I don't know if you need an app or not. I thought you could just put in a card and away you go. Or log online or something. But evidently there's some kind of app that you would need, and then you got to add money to it and all this other stuff, I think. And if that's the way it is, then it's kind of frustrating to me. I don't really have that in thought when I'm doing other things until I see one, and then every time I see one, I keep saying, someday I hope I can ride one of those. An electric scooter. As long as I don't fall and hurt myself, I have been known to do that in my life. Okay, so check this out. There it is. There we go. Club Diversity. I like their sign. I like the stars. You see that? The red star and the black star. It's really cool, isn't it? It's a gathering place. And for some people, it's a wonderful place to come to socialize. We used to park right here. Okay, somewhere right in this area, between these two trees. Okay, sometimes at different places, but if there was parking there, we'd park along the sidewalk here. I remember one time specifically walking up, and then this is what you see, which looks like a house. There's somebody looking out the top window. Who is that? Who is that up there, do you know? She's blonde. She's got a red dress on. Hello there, Columbus. Welcome to the shipyard, baby. So I see there's lights on here, but you know, the door was locked out back. Maybe it's open up front. We'll find out. Check it out. To have an outfit like that. Sort of like that, not identical. I don't want to wear what somebody else is wearing, you know what I mean? Alterations. Alterations. But isn't this cool? Seats? I don't see nobody right now. TV's on and stuff. They might not open up till later on in the evening, or it might only be certain days of the week. So anyway, I think this is pretty cool too. We never came out front. I don't know why. One thing I've learned in life is though I want to have a beautiful home someday, I hope that I can perceive it as that. You know, I try to do the best I can with where I'm at. But that's not what I mean. I mean, really, a beautiful home that I believe is a beautiful home. I hope so. That I'm convinced is already a beautiful atmosphere. I love to stop by other beautiful atmospheres. And I realized throughout my life that it was nice to stop by to visit people, contribute in any way. You know, a lot of times I didn't feel like I was very talented in food preparation, drinks. So I always felt a little more at ease if I am of help. Okay? I'll go wash my hands. Okay, so I think sometimes when a person is like that, okay, the little one, who never realized at a certain point, okay, you are, in order to kind of adapt getting along with other people, you might not see it, a lot of people might not see it, but I'm in tune with either something's inside of me that kind of keeps me in reminder that one wrong, out of place meant word could have you out. And that's not just with one or two people. I mean, this is a dominancy in the human race. And I would have to say, I don't think people really realize that I wanted the opportunity to love genuine. I didn't want to pretend. I wanted it to be real. And I realized that if you're not careful, you let it be real, and you're not in love with the information, the psychological that is for you, it could, as it has, send many people goodbye. I am so grateful that strength was with me all of the days of my life, because I know what it's like to feel emotional pain of torment, the sadness, overwhelming, and barely feel like I'm lucky if I can make it through the day because I'm not depressed. I have been doing my very best to stay away from that and trying to remain happy. And I have said many times to myself, when I see or know or learn that other people who have followed through with things like suicide, that I could somehow be a voice to another, that they do not do that, but choose to live and figure things out psychologically so they can realize there was a whole lot of something else going on inside their brain. In my opinion, a human wants to live if they came into knowledge of understanding that. And I would have to say that one of my favorite things in the world is having the opportunity to be in a relationship with information that is within the technology I use. I still have serious struggles with technology because I don't know if you know this, but I come from a background that I was exposed to other ways of living, and yes, they all have something going on. It's what I've learned. I didn't necessarily want to conform, but I wanted more of what I perceived as genuine in my life than what would be perceived as artificial. And I have learned that the one thing that I was missing throughout my life was falling in love with my brain. And I couldn't do that until I started with the possibility that there may be a creator that is God to all of us. And it does love me and does not want me to perish but have everlasting life. How do I believe this? And I have learned in many ways that I had no other choice but to believe. Because in many ways, this world, when the thoughts are all scrambled up, sucks. If we're arguing and fighting over whether or not a body part is where the person has added up to be with a title it was given called man or woman, I don't think Tracilyn is the only one with psychological challenges, okay? So with that being said, it was nice to hang around a lot of people that had gone through a lot of the similar things and that they were very open in speaking, at least more so or not. They said enough that helped me to acknowledge. Ain't nothing like when you're talking and somebody's laughing and smiling saying, I know, I felt and went through the exact same thing, okay? And to be around a large portion of people that are with a subject matter, in this situation, transgender, am I gay, am I what, okay? To talk to other people who had similar challenges as they went through their own life, and to be able to speak freely in hopes of not offending, but to help bring forth some kind of understanding, okay? I have a much better understanding. I might not understand the absolute, but I have formed some kind of understanding that I can actually smile more than I did for years. The smile that I lost as I was entering into the upper of the elementary school that started to disappear drastically for a lot of years slowly started to come back, and I finally realized, as challenging as it is, that's the me that's supposed to be an absolute, always happy to be alive. And you don't want to do things with your existence that you don't want to do. You want to do what you want to. People like Joyce Myers need to pay more attention to what they're saying. If care is inside their brain, then they wouldn't tell people, you like something, now do that something for someone else. Because nobody knows what somebody else is listening to saying that. And when you get into gay, for anybody who's a serious bottom, and somebody who's a serious top, and the whole in between, they would tell you straight up what? I like what I like, but I don't want to do it for you. If you want that, Go to them. They won't mind. But me and you will be parting ways. And in my opinion, people need to get it right with themselves first. And the best way to do that is with the Word of God, which in my opinion is the Holy Bible. And it has been down-talked by many people, probably always. And in my opinion, a lot of it is because there is truth. If any just portion of it be true, it's enough to piss off the kingdom of hell. For instance, we wouldn't be working anymore. We would be serving the Lord all of our days. We wouldn't be down-talking God. We'd be speaking very highly of a God who showers us with blessings many, abundantly, in every area of life. I love their trees. I understand because I used to entertain a lot at establishments like this. Not that I'm aware of. I did not play specific LGBT functions. I didn't even know about them. So it's not about me not wanting to or not. The only thing I knew is what would be shown on comedy shows on TV or something, you know, where they were making kind of like a joke about going into a gay club and whoops, we're at the wrong place. Okay? Not at the wrong place. At a place that is, in my opinion, based off of all the years that I had doing entertainment, not any different than going to any other place, except for there is this lingering acknowledgement that there is much more going on in life than what masses of people have formed inside of their brain. And in my opinion, if somebody were to ask me, what is the one thing you feel that a human being shall do and achieve to the better of their ability while in human form? And I would say, y'all want to be making it right with God, whatever the hell that means to you. There is something more up there. Did you ever feel that way? And there might be a reason why it's way up there. Because you're down here going through all the pain and suffering that you're going through, and they may be living high and mighty in an entirely different environment. You think so? And you're kind of like their entertainment as you're falling on the floor with puke in your hair? Does that make them laugh? In the kingdom? The kingdom is roaring with laughter. So I'm going to do a little peeky-weeky. I will find out when I stop videoing as to whether or not Club Diversity is a functioning facility at this time. I would say, if you haven't and you attend a facility like this, be kind to people. May they be kind to you. Not necessarily because you're in a LGBTQ place. It seems like there's this mutual respect for allowance to live and let live. But it is understood that not necessarily because you're in the community, you might find somebody attractive, okay, in a different way. But it might be that that other person might not find you attractive. And in a worldly description, it may be because they're gay and they don't look at transgendered people as gay. Which is good. Tell that to all of the very attractive straight men who are very well to do. Okay? And who put God number one in their life. That's very important. You know. So check this out. I'm going to turn this around. I'm dreaming of a four-leaf clover. Huh? That I dreamed of before. In a night out with someone special who would adore me. Ta-da! I'm going to turn it around. Turn it around. Every now and then I get a little bit something in your eyes. I had a photo right here that I have on Flickr. And I happen to like Flickr a lot. I think it's called Flickr because I can put a whole lot of photographs there. Unfortunately, now you can only have so many photographs or so much storage space on there without payment, and I just go with the free account. So I have like a few hundred anyway of photographs, and some of them were here of a night or two that I visited. Oh, check this out. There it is. You see that? I always wanted to go up the staircase. I did not. But I did went partial way, and that's why I got some photographs, because I like staircases with the rails like that. They don't have to always be straight. It can be, you know, I just like the railings and stuff, the wooden railings. You know, to me, that's kind of like a real house environment kind of contribution. See that? And over here, to the right, okay, there's a room. And that's where we used to go to hang out a lot. And I would like to thank everybody for always being nice to me when I came here and providing a safe place for people who were suffering a great deal of trauma that happened to them throughout their lives, one of them being me. I felt safe every time I came here, and I also felt love, okay? Maybe even a rarity kind of love that I'd never felt before in my life. I might not know how to put that in right words, so for any times and all times that I may have been complaining, I know that I was complaining for the right reasons. I didn't really understand, and I was ready in many areas of my life to move onward. I didn't know how, and I wanted to get away from a repeat, a life of circulating other details in life that I don't no longer want on a regular basis, at least anyway. Obviously, I would come here to meet people. You know, if somebody called me and said, "Hey, Tracilyn, would you like to meet at Club Diversity sometime?" I would say the same thing. I'm not into drinking, but I would stop by and maybe grab a Diet Pepsi. That's my choice of soda. There are other things I like. One of the things that I think were a downfall for me when I used to play out all the time and stuff, that I've realized from spending a lot of time at home working on my music project, is the fact that a lot of places did not at least inform me of different alternatives outside of soda, city water, and beer, alcohol. And I often said that if I had an establishment, I would offer, and keep in mind, at least to my own liking, that I would offer a variety of something that would be perceived for those who are a little bit more health and vegan, vegetable kind of cautious. Whether that would be juicing, fruit drinks, you know. I don't know what they do here, so don't hold me accountable. I'm not saying here. But also, if it's not, you know, when you're around other people, a lot of it depends on what everybody's consuming, how you make your choice. So, you know, that is my own personal struggle. I feel a little bit more confident with it. I've realized, number one, interest. My interest at the time was trying to get my needs met, whatever that meant. Trying to stay alive and to learn more. How much more can I learn about transgenderism? How many more years do I gotta go before I learn? Hey government, why didn't I learn this in fucking elementary school? Because after it sits in your brain, you realize that the son of a bitches had an obligation that they failed at. They neglected to tell me more about sexuality. Why didn't you teach me to be more faithful and true to God instead of man's idea of life? Well, then I wouldn't go to your fucking school, would I? Isn't that cool? I didn't rarely come in here except for maybe in the back to get some drinks. See? I would go into the far back. I can't really show. But hold on. Into the far back there. I would come in the other door back there because there's usually people sitting up front here. Sometimes I'd walk in here and like a piano. There would be like a piano man here. You see that? And I think that's really cool. So, all in all, I would have to say that I really enjoyed when I did come in. I finally made up my mind to come. I was grateful I did. I would usually ask if Karen was going to come. I don't remember her last name right now. If Karen was going to come. I think, but I'm not 100% sure, Chloe. I think I met but maybe one time in my life. I think I went to her house. Is how I ended up then meeting her. Because a lot of people spoke very highly of Chloe. And I know this may seem screwed up, but when people speak very highly of someone and you're seeking something within yourself kind of gravitates and wants to meet the people speak so highly of. And a large portion of that, people would say, is selfish. Not selfish. You need answers. You know how I can take care of myself? What if we get into God's Word? How do I take care of myself if we get into God's Word? Where's kingdomship living here on the planet? Does it even exist? Is that where we get into a spacecraft and they're like, you got the message, we're out of here now? You're going off to a new place. Is that it? You tell me. Leave a comment down below. Is that the modern day Noah's Ark? You know, were we out of here? Check out the doors. I'm working on a music project. In this music project, I originally was hoping, number one, as I went through life, that I would be able to co-write with somebody. I had no idea how much is involved in relationships, let alone to do something like that. And at some point, I was hoping to do things together with other people that I'm passionate about. Music. I didn't realize how difficult that was. But I did realize that even in my relationships, to be with one person was difficult. It makes sense to me when I start surrendering to the truth. Even more so when I start surrendering into the Word of God. Part of me wants to fall on my knees before this, what is known at least to others, as what would be perceived, more as a gay place, facility to hang out, or to meet, to network with. To others, I'm not saying to me. Okay, because I know, God has always let me know my perception is different than the majority. Sometimes I feel like falling to my knees and weeping before the Lord. For you start to realize as you are being delivered through all of that in heaven, faithful and true is what is of God. All of a sudden, male and female go the hell away. And I had people who spoke that said, yeah, but we're not in heaven yet. And then I remembered all the churches that I went to, Catholic, different kinds of churches. Because I like to church bomb. I still do. Pastors, if I show up at your church, don't think I'm there to judge. I love the environment. There's a meaning with all of it. I love the atmosphere and what it's intended for, which is the place to come before God, period. Whether you're confessing or whether you're praising His name. I love churches, and I don't just like one kind of church. I like all kinds of churches. There's this kind of church. Wherever two are gathered in the name, baby. My name. And I tell you the truth, then it's the Church of Tracilyn. Kind of has that feel to it. The classic homes, I don't know what they're called. Vanities, what are they called? You tell me, I forget. I don't know. I love classic homes too. Nationwide is by your side. I thought for a while, somebody had hinted at me, I guess, at some point to write jingles for commercials and stuff on radio or television. My nose ring's sticking out. That's why I do that. I'm not picking it like this. If I was picking it, it would look more like that. And then I would do this. And then I would show you. Did you see it? That's because there was none. So I'm pushing my nose ring in like this. Nationwide is by your side. Ouch. Careful. Alright, so that was Club Diversity. It is at 863. I think that's Monroe. Okay. It is a place that I'm hoping to stop by, maybe at least one time this year. I have a lot of things planned, and as I was saying over there, I was hoping that I could go inside so I could receive and feel the atmosphere. So here's the thing, I'll find out the hour sometime and hopefully I'll get to stop back. And if I do, if there would be anybody who would like to talk to me, I would like to talk to you. The one thing also I would have to say that I've learned in going to establishments like this, I'm okay with myself and I'm okay with life. And I'm okay with others so long as they're peaceful, in my presence. Meaning no violence and stuff. But here's the thing, check this out. When, especially in love, okay, a calm situation, I am very much so at peace with myself to be able to enter into pretty much any atmosphere as long as I have a sense of safety in my head. I feel safe, and I've always felt safe coming here. That's one thing for sure. And I forget what I was going to say exactly, but I also realize that for myself, I used to sometimes get into kind of dispute or arguments, disagreements with some other people, but I like to go wherever the hell I want to. I don't like to put limits on myself. And there for a while, when I was considering dating people, it seemed to me like they weren't where they needed to be in order to really truly be on a date. Okay, like a real date. I have lived the years of my life many people would describe as closeted. Once I started to learn, I was a faster goer. I had to. Okay, now is your time to live. I was not expecting that all this stuff was going to occur. Shame on lack of knowledge when one wants to live and is crying out, please help me, guide me, teach me. One of my biggest turn-offs in my life is to be near to anybody who wants to date me. Now, it's different if somebody's coming out. Tracilyn, I haven't really gotten out. I haven't really been social. I'm really not there yet, meaning cross-dressers or where have you. I may or may not be okay with meeting, okay? But when you get into the actual dating, especially when it comes to admirers, what they call admirers, I don't even know if they exist anymore. And for me, they will as I go through life, but I mean for transsexuals, period. Is there still a category of admirers? I am not the one who likes to do things in secret. God has let me know they will come to light. I like to live. These people, look, as they drive by, the average person does not care who you're holding hands with when you're walking down the street. The way I look at it is if I'm comfortable, you don't want to be with somebody who is not comfortable.